has finally ended, you guys, and it's just kind of sad because there's no more sun, right? But I'm also excited for the spooky season. It means, autumn, fall, winter, because I'll be reading horror or thriller novels. And that's the perfect season to read those kind of books. So I'll be showing you my TBR for this month until November. And those are the horror or thriller books that I'm really excited to read. So yeah, let's get into it. So guys, let's start with the first book that I am currently reading, which is The Burning Girls by CJ Tudor. And this is actually the first book that I have written by this author. And I'm like, girl, where have you been? I don't want to read it at night or before I go to sleep because I don't want to have nightmares for now. This is a horror novel and it talks about this. Actually, The Burning Girls means these two young girls who were burned to death during the reign of Queen Mary, also known as Bloody Mary, in the 16th or 17th century. Queen Mary was so religious and a fanatic, and she's a Christian. So in that century, you have to be Christian, because I've read that bishops were burned to death because they are Protestants. There were like 6 martyrs who were burned to death, and these 2 young girls were hiding in the chapel, but they also got included and were burned to death. So we're following the protagonist here named Jack Brooke. So Jack Brooke was a female priest. I know, Jack is a male's name. It was confusing at first, but okay, it is what it is. She's a new vicar in this old chapel, but she felt that this chapel were haunted by these burning girls. She could feel their presence in the chapel because she's like, she smells burning, something's burning. Also, she has a daughter, right? And she also could feel these burning girls. So, talking about ghosts here. It is spooky. It is perfect for spooky season. I know. And I'm loving it because the writing style is like, in a first person perspective, we're following Chuck, and then CJ changing to a third person perspective, continuing the story of Jack's daughter. So it's like, it was confusing at first, but I got used to it, and wow, just that wow. I'll tell you more about it when I finish this book. Maybe I'm doing a reading vlog, so just wait for it. Since I'm loving this book, I got 2 more books by this author, and these are the Chalkman and the other people, which I'll be reading this month or next month, we'll see. So the Chalkman, I don't know, I'm not sure if this is a horror novel. I think it's a murder mystery, a dark thriller, because for sure this is a horror fiction. Okay, so the story of this, the synopsis of the Chalkman is that we have these kids named Eddie and his friends, and they have this code, the Chalkmen, and they are sending drawing messages using the chalk stick figure. But one day there's this anonymous chalkman who drew something, and it led to another, like it led to a dismembered body, and at that point it changed their lives. They were kids back then, and now they are grown men. It was part of their past, I believe, and now that they're grown men, they have received like a parcel, I'm not sure, that like a chalk stick figure again, and like what's happening, they have to go back in the past in order to figure out like what happened then. So that's the only thing I know. I know it's kind of confusing because I don't know much about this book, but that's kind of creepy because it's like a murder mystery, dark thriller. So I'm really excited about this book because I'm loving this author writing style. So I'm so excited. The other people, I don't know much about it, but it says on the synopsis that Gabe's daughter was dead, but as a father he couldn't believe that his daughter was already dead. That's why he's still searching, investigating about it, until the investigation, his own investigation, led to the other people who knew how it feels like to lose someone, or the pain and about death. So that's kind of creepy because we don't know who are the other people. And yeah, that's the only thing I know. This is, I think, also a dark thriller, I believe. So I have these 3 books written by this author, CJ Tudor, and I'm so glad I have it, because the first time that I'm reading her book, I'm like, girl, I need more books from you. Even though I got like 100 page only from the first book, man, I don't know what to say. But I'm having a reading vlog for this one, and you'll know more about my thoughts about this book. So yeah, wait for it, I guess. So another book that I'll be reading is Imaginary Friend. I've been wanting to read this book, but look how dense, look how thick this book is. Like, man, Stephen King, is that him? Anyway, this book is written by Stephen Chbosky. Do I pronounce it correctly? Anyway, Imaginary Friend. The only thing that I know about this book is that we have a 7-year-old boy who has an imaginary friend. That's totally creepy. Like, we all had imaginary friend when we were young, I think. I'm not sure, but I've heard, like, kids were talking to someone when they were little, but they grew out of it, right? So this is scary, and I cannot wait to read this. So guys, for the classic, I still have these books, Frankenstein and Dracula. Maybe most of you already read this book, but I haven't, so I'm a clown. It's a shame. Anyway, Frankenstein, I believe he's a monster, creepy looking creature, I think. I don't know much about Frankenstein, but I really want to read this book. And of course, when it comes to vampire Dracula, yeah, so I still have this book and I'm saving it for this season. So yeah, I'm gonna read these books, that's for sure. And of course, you guys, on this spooky season, I will not be satisfied if I don't read these books from one of my favorite authors, of course, the one and only Stephen King. And I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books that I'll be reading maybe on November, like November 1st, probably. But I've been reading this book, this huge book, this humongous Sleeping Beauties, which is the collaboration between Stephen King and Owen King, and I'm currently on page 265. Whoa, this book is so dense, and we're following a lot, I mean a lot of characters. Whoa, this is a good concept. Like, I love the plot because we have this epidemic called the Aurora flu, and it started in Australia and then went to Hawaii. This Aurora flu is like a virus, but only women can get affected by this flu, because what's happening, like, women are falling asleep, and once they fall asleep, there's these things growing out of their body, and they are in a cocoon, and you cannot touch them, or you cannot destroy these webs growing on their body, because they will wake up, and once they will wake up, they could be violent. But these women who could be violent, they could murder you, they could kill you, except babies or kids, as I observe or know this. I will tell you more about it on the reading vlog that I am doing, but it is so dense. It's good, like, I love it, but at the same time, I'm like, why do we have a lot of like families that were following it. We have 3 or more, a lot of characters actually. And especially now that we are experiencing a pandemic, which is the COVID-19, and here they haven't, of course, they haven't figured out how to cure this aurora flu, and they haven't discovered any vaccine. So it's in the beginning of the virus. Next, of course, is Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel of The Shining. The Shining, the book about Jack Torrance and his family. So this is about his son named Danny, who were, survived in a tragic event happened in The Shining. So I'm really excited about this one. Of course, I have here the Bazaar of Bad Dreams, which is the compilation of short horror stories. And the last 2 books are Salem Slot, I think it's about vampires, and Carrie, about this girl. I don't know much about this book or this girl. Carrie White is no ordinary girl, but I want to dive into this book without knowing anything, so I'm not reading any synopsis or even at the back of this book, so it's good. And that's gonna be it. Those are the books that I'll be reading in this spooky season. But I'm also reading other thriller novels that I haven't read, which are The Passengers, Karen Slaughter's books, Cassian's, what else? The sequel of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood, and other thrillers that I haven't finished from the 24-hour readathon that I did. So those are the books that I'll be reading, and I don't know if I will have more in the upcoming months. But yeah, I have plenty of unread books, which mostly are horror or thriller novels. So yay. Yeah. So that's gonna be it, you guys, my TBR, or the list of books that I'll be reading in the next upcoming months. So I also want to know, what are you guys gonna be reading this spooky season? Do you have any plan? Do you want to read specific authors that you've been wanting to read in this kind of season? Please let me know. That's gonna be it for this video, I guess. And I missed this sit down videos because I've been doing reading vlogs and travel vlogs. I hope you're watching my videos. So yeah, guys, let's talk on the comment section below, and I hope you are safe, be well, and I'll see you again on my next one. So peace out.